Good old Julio.
Yeah, that was a good segue. Julio.
Well, you know he wasn't. You know Julio wasn't coming here.
Yup.
We got dry powder.
Drop.
We got dry powder over here. We good. We got dry powder.
We got dry powder. We got
dry powder.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said today, though? Did you hear the interview?
Yes.
What?
Stephen Jones. You gotta take that money and you gotta apply it for the next year. You gotta push it back.
Man, I ain't listening to that dude no more. I'm just listening to bits and pieces from Twitter. You hear me?
Yes.
But I heard that part. I heard dry powder. That's all I need to hear. Yep. Same old Steven.
Can't lie. He same old Steven, big dog.
We in trouble.
I mean, I love
we in trouble.
Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones make me love Jerry. I love Jerry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know what it is.
bro.
I told you.
Oh
yeah, I do. Because I ain't never hate Jerry. And let me tell you why I ain't never hate Jerry.
It's gonna be some fights today.
No, okay, well that's fine. But I ain't never hate Jerry because Jerry always try to spend money. He always try to spend money. Like he heard it in the streets. He like, okay, I ain't gonna sit back and not try to win. Steven, he like, oh, we just gonna build it slow. You know,
Yoga,
we can just
fire. Yoga,
take our time. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. We good as long as the money good.
Right.
We making money. We can take our time. Yeah, he fooled us. I want the king back. I don't want the king's son.
Oh, man, I don't know,
Man,
bro.
that really the grind, baby.
It's over, dog. I'm just saying, bro.
I just want to run it up. That's Jerry singing. He just want to run it up.
That's what Jerry ain't running up nothing at 80.
Maybe tomorrow.
I
I might.
got him good.
Yeah, that press conference, bro.
He got him good.
I ain't gonna lie. It did me bad. It put me in a funk. You hear me?
Yeah, it should put you in a funk because you already know what it is.
Yeah.
You be trying like you don't know, boss. Boss know, but I feel you, boss. I know.
It's business. It's just business, dog.
I feel you, dog. I feel you.
Bipartisan.
Bipartisan boss.
Yeah. Bipartisan. I receive it, dog. I receive it, dog. I'm with you, Law. Yes, I am. I'm with you, Law.
Oh, what's up, Mama T?
Mama T.
Mama T, what's up with you? What's up, everybody? Final word. You hear that good music?
My boy Renell said,
Von Dale, what's good with you?
I've been really in the field.
What's good, everybody?
That's what I say. We've been really in the field, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man. We got the super chat already came in. I see how y'all coming in. Y'all showing
like
love
that.
with that money. Let's get the money going, man. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody,
money.
pull out. It's training camp time, baby. It's training camp time, man. Bring out that.
It costs money to fly.
Yoga fire.
Yoga fire.
The more money, the more buttons.
It costs money.
Facts.
Yeah, more money, more buttons.
So yeah, what's up, fellas, man? Training camp done started. And we got the YouTubes going down. So real quick, man, I got everything queued up. I want to kind of start with some gossip though. Y'all want to start with the gossip before we get into the training camp stuff?
Let's get it,
man. Whatever you want to do.
Hey, you messed it up. We got choices.
What you mean, big dog? What you
don't know about them choices?
You don't know about the choices.
Though. No, you don't know about some choices.
Hey, boss don't know about them choices, y'all. Y'all let boss know we got choices.
Boss
got questions already coming in here.
So check this. Bam! Cole Beasley begging.
Is he begging for real or is he just talking trash?
Nah.
Man,
he's not talking trash, man. He's shooting his shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He begging.
He looking at his old BlackBerry. And he said, damn, I remember I used to have that Dak throwing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, somebody said, I wonder if he would want to be a Cowboy again, Roy White. And then Cole say, to play with Dak, I would. So we always kick it off with you, Big. So go.
I mean, people be hating like Mama T in there. Cole can stay on. He burned his bridge. There ain't nobody never burnt their bridge. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever burnt their bridge. They can come back if they want to.
Right.
Why y'all hating on Cole Beasley? Look at this receiver room.
And we need
if somebody goes down, they need a veteran receiver. You know what I'm saying? They passed up Julio Jones. He just signed with Tampa Bay. People are like, oh, Julio Jones hurt all the time. He would have been a great asset to the team. That's the whole point. Would he have been an asset to the team? Yes, he would. Like I told everybody, we missed out on Jarvis Landry because he got a very contract-friendly signing over there in the New Orleans Saints, and he would have been a great addition with Michael Gallup being out for 100 years before he get ready to play again. But no, they don't want to do that. So, yeah, if Cole Beasley want to come back and he can definitely add to this receiver room, bring yourself back on. And all y'all saying no, y'all tripping, man. We got a dude named James Washington who ain't never did nothing. I don't care what quarterbacks he ain't did at Pittsburgh and all that. He ain't did nothing. Yeah, he might be an asset, but he ain't did nothing. And yes, we love Jalen Tolbert, but he's still a rookie. Ain't never touched the field. You feel me? And then when you look at our backups, we ain't TJ Vasher, Simi Fehoko. I mean, we ain't got guys that's breaking down doors that you scared about. So you feel me, dog?
Man, I feel you, dog.
Down there, man.
Shoot, man. Man. Hey, matter of fact, we gonna give you an early.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
Yoga flame. Yoga fire.
Yoga fire.
Yoga
flame. Yoga that'll be next week. Give me next week. Next week, Lord. Next week.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Big Game Jay, you were saying all of that heat, but you forgot about those tiny ones. He got those little tinies.
That's why I got you.
Tiny Jim. No, you're talking about the tiny. When you got tiny, go ahead and say it. You didn't say it.
Oh,
baby nuts.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, well, you got them baby nuts, cause baby nuts ain't doing it unless you a $6 million man. You remember that? You remember back in the day when we watched the $6 million man. You remember him?
Right.
He was a monster back in the day, $6 million man. But guess what? That's what you can only afford if you want to come play in Dallas. You can only get $6 million here. And when Anthony Barr said, "I want more than that," Stephen Jones said, "We good." You always said, "We good." We signed Malik Jefferson. We good. We got Malik Jefferson. We good. I ain't hating on you, Malik Jefferson, but he said we good. You feel me? And we got all rookies. We got young players. We can win. We're going to win with all rookies. We're going to the Super Bowl with all rookies. And because it's cheap. And that's how we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know, that's just how the Jones family operate and move and maneuver through this thing, Big Game James. Because right now, they looking at it like, man, these YouTubers and Facebook people, they don't know nothing about this because we look like geniuses right now with the La'el Collins. You know, he's not able to play probably week 1 or week 2. Who knows? He's on the PUP list, non-football injury list, whatever list he's on. And you contextualize with Randy Gregory with the $75 or $70 million contract that he got, that it's unsure that he will be able to play because of his rotator cuff week 1, week 2, week 3, or what have you. So right now the Jones family looking at this thing saying, you know what, we're going to continue to buy low and then sell the optimism of being high on these guys, that this could be the next Cole Beasley without Cole Beasley going after getting the Cole Beasley, because they look at it like maybe Fry Fargo can be the next Beasley. Maybe Dontario Drummond can be the next guy.
So that's what you – hold on, Law. So that, okay, I hear what you're saying with that theory, but I agree with you. But I'm not hating when they let go of La'el Collins. I'm not hating when they talked about Randy Gregory, because we had on the show about letting them go anyway, and we talked about Randy Gregory outpricing himself anyway. But if you're saying that, Law, if you're saying it from the Cowboys' perspective, are we really relying, if you're talking about winning a Super Bowl, your coach is on the hot seat on getting to a championship game or a Super Bowl, we're relying on Ty Fryfogle?
Look, let me ask you this, boss, and Big Game James. How many losing seasons did Wade Phillips have?
He didn't have none.
Man,
he had no losing seasons. He didn't have no losing seasons.
No cap.
He had one, right? They fired him
when he got fired on his last season, but his first 3 seasons they were all winning seasons.
All winning seasons. So that's a small, short leash. When you don't like something and when you don't want something to prevail, you tend to find things that you can point at to get rid of said something that you don't like. And I truly believe that even Mike McCarthy, his back is against the wall. We all know that when we opened up this show and we talked about Jarvis Landry, it was a layup right there. Just scoop him up, integrate him with CeeDee Lamb, and of course with Jalen Tolbert, you would have, and then if you can still keep James Washington and just kick Noah Brown out of the mix. You have Jarvis Landry, you have those host of wide receivers. You can look back at this thing and say we are at a better outcome. Maybe Simi Fehoko can get his game together this offseason, but we don't know. But the Jones family, as you call them, baby nuts, he's not going to be willing to pull that trigger because in his mind, Noah Brown is better than Julio Jones. In his mind, Noah Brown is better than not Jalen Tolbert, maybe so. Maybe Noah Brown is better than Jarvis Landry. So that's why they do the things they do. And we just have to sit back and see because it's the area of the unknown.
Hey, so hold on real quick. So this is the thing. We can start with Stephen Jones or Jared. Which one? Because this sounded like y'all talking at Stephen Jones. Both of them in that press conference had me tripping. I'm going to start with Steven. All right, let's go with Steven. Hold on. No, I'm going to start with Jared. Here we go.
It has been an off season full of varied type issues. But one of the ones I want to address directly, because I guess it's the one that probably the one that I have the most sensitivity about, and that is Mike and him coaching. And I want to be real clear. He wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't think he was the man to lead this team to a Super Bowl. He would not be, and I have choices. And so that's not meant to be insensitive to anybody. That's a fact. And so you guys write about a lot of those choices, and they were there for my use had I wanted them. And no, the guy to my right is who I'm convicted about, have been. We certainly have had things we've addressed, and the way we've addressed them in the off season. I think have successfully put together a staff that really, from this vantage point, gives us absolutely the best chance with our makeup and our team to get to the ultimate success. So I want to be real clear about that. It had.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Choice is yours, boss.
Now, that was the first thing he said.
Okay.
That was the very first thing he said after he got done with the people that passed away. You know what I mean? But when he started talking about football, the first thing he talked about was what offends me basically was y'all basically feeling like I don't have commitment to this guy and I had choices. What's up with that? Who want
to tackle that? Can I tackle that first?
I'll be pleased.
Let me tackle that first.
I'm coming behind both of y'all. I will wait.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna just tell you this, and everybody can think I'm weird. But see, Jerry's a Libra. He's 2 days before me. His birthday is 2 days before me. So I know that dude's mine. Like, I'm a Libra. I know his thought pattern. I know him. I'm trying to tell you, I know this dude. So when he says I had choices, you know what he's saying to y'all? I ain't in love with this dude. I ain't in love with him. I could have got somebody else. For real, I could go get somebody else right now. I go get somebody else right now, coach his team, and I could get rid of him. But I'm gonna give him his chance. This is what he's saying. I'm gonna give him his last chance. So everybody just be quiet and stop talking about everybody else. And I'm gonna just say, just let him just coach this and let's just see how it go. because I can get anybody I want here because I'm Jerry Jones. That's what he really feeling, and that's what he really saying. I can get anybody here I want to, and y'all know who I can get. That's what he's saying. Y'all know who I can get. If I want to get him, I can get him tomorrow.
He giving that double talk, huh, bro?
You feel me?
That's the double talk, man.
But when you in love with somebody,
he's not in love with he's not in love with Mike McCarthy, dog. This is his last stand right here. And that's when people jumped in. I made this Twitter a comment law, and I was like, okay, so if McCarthy don't do it this year, he gonna get a 4th year? Hell no, he's gone.
He gone.
So this is the deal.
You're right on it, man.
This is the deal, man. Like Jerry, the one that created it. He created it, right? Because he's the one that brought up in the off season how he offered the job to Dan Quinn. Right. And he was the one that didn't sound certain when they asked him about Mike McCarthy after the playoffs. So then you want to kind of lecture the media because they've been writing about how you called out Mike McCarthy. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. But wasn't it Mike McCarthy who had to go on the Rich Eisen show and say, I've never seen anything like this? But then he comes out in a press conference and he want to come out like he mad, like somebody did him wrong. And it's like, you started this. Like somebody went on my channel and was like, you getting on Jerry a little bit too hard. I say, listen, the only reason I'm talking about Jerry is because he brought this stuff up. If he would have kept it about football, we all want to talk about football. We don't want to talk about these ex-players. We don't want to talk about Sean Payton. We don't want to address the media. We want to talk about football.
Boss, it can't be about football when you I know that's what we want to talk about.
Right. It's business.
But it's equivalent. It's equivalent to, let's say I'm with Beyonce, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling everybody, man, Beyonce, I had choices, you know. I had Mariah Carey, I had, Jenny from the block. I got all of these ladies on the other side. So I got choices. Right. What you think, how you think Beyonce is gonna feel about that? So the thing is with the Jones family is that collectively, Jerry just don't know how to hush. And we would want Jerry to sit back and say, you know what, this is our coach. This is the guy we're going to ride or die with. End of story. We're not even finna echo this again because that's the one I'm riding with for the day you know what I'm saying? But we know that that's not the case nor the scenario. He is in an impossible way because 12-5 got to be the floor. Right. He can't win on the 10 games. He can't win on the 9 games nor 8 games. He got to win 12 or more, and he got to go make a deep run in the playoff. If not, then the choice is going to be Jerry to go get someone else.
Let me play this other audio.
Okay.
No, let's talk about that. Because, see, this is the thing. Because I already know we got to bring up Sean Payton. And that's why I do believe it's partially what you said, Big, where he's sneaking out and he talking out of both sides. He basically saying, I had options, I really wanted him, but at the same time, the floor is 12-5, and we got to go farther in the playoffs, or I'm going to get Sean Payton. It's saying the same thing in the same voice. And because everybody would be excited about Sean Payton, and rightfully so. But I don't want to talk about Sean Payton unless y'all want to. I don't even want to talk about that because he ain't my coach.
Look, because he ain't the coach, and you ain't really got to talk about him. But the whole thing about this is, only reason why I'm bringing up Sean Payton is this. I ain't saying he's going to be the coach, but I feel like he is going to be the coach, the next coach, if Mike McCarthy's not there, because Jerry Jones is 80 years old, and he ain't going for no young coach, especially if Sean Payton's out there and he wants to do it. Yes, it's going to happen. I don't care what anybody freaking tells me. But the thing is, you're not giving no confidence to Mike McCarthy when you're saying, "Oh, I got choices. I got choices. I had choices. If I wanted, basically, if I wanted to go get them, I could go get them." What are you saying to Mike McCarthy, dog?
Bro.
That's just right there, once again, undercutting him as a coach. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. From me and my opinion, I don't know where you think, just in my opinion, me, not nobody else. People can say I'm negative all I want. But how do you think that Dallas is going to rise from this and all of a sudden have a great season when you keep on hearing your owner saying this about the coach? He don't really want him. He wanted him, but now he don't believe in him. And now he's just like, okay, I'm going to see if you can do it right here, but this is what you got to do. If you don't do this, then I'm going to go get this because I got the choices to go get this, and I'm not going to wait. What do you think this coach is going to do? When is the last time Dallas rose from adversity and went over the top and going to the mountaintop and doing this? Man, I'm sorry. I'm not believing that fool's gold, that Dallas is going to rise from above from all this controversy and now all of a sudden going to be Super Bowl champs. I'm not trying to be the negative. I'm trying to be the real. I feel like this is going to be the same type of season, and it's going to be Mike McCarthy gone, and then we're eventually going to be talking about this coach that we shouldn't even be talking about right now. And that's my opinion.
Big Game James, that was a good point, and I brought this point up too earlier on my show just a few hours ago, or a few minutes ago, basically. I said that it got so bad that even Dan Quinn reached out to Mike McCarthy and said, "Hey, what do you want me to do, man?
Yeah,
I can leave if you want me to. I see the pressure." So there's two folds we can look at that, Boss Cowboy and Big Game James. That Dan Quinn is a real one. He can literally be looking at it like, man, let's prove the owner wrong and let's rally together to go get this ring.
Right.
Big Game James.
Yep.
So this could be a Dan Quinn's battle cry. This defense can elevate. This defense can do things that we all know, man. Come on, you the minister of defense, Big Game James.
I'm not saying it can't.
That's a hell of 5 points.
I know, Will.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell of 5 points.
And I agree with that point.
Yeah. So that's the only way that Mike McCarthy can't be a lame duck coach if Dan Quinn elevates his game and we rise.
But the offense, but so is Mike McCarthy. So is Kellen Moore. So is Dak Prescott. So me and Boss talked about this. I don't know if you want to bring this up, Boss, but me and Boss had talked this. We had long conversation about this. They're gonna have to play out of their mind, dog. Like, they're gonna have to play out of their mind. Micah Parsons gonna have to have another 15-sack season. DeMarcus Lawrence, stop doing all that talking and get 10 sacks or 11 sacks, because that's the type of season he gotta have for them to go to Super Bowl. Dak Prescott gonna have to go crazy. CeeDee Lamb, that you said gonna have these crazy numbers, gonna have to go crazy. It's gonna have to be crazy, because that's the only way Dallas gonna do it. They go crazy. Everything will have to be perfect. No injuries. Everything will have to be perfect, because that's the only way we're gonna have to overcome this craziness that go on.
Because this is crazy. Listen, let me play some more of Jerry. Y'all check this out. Here we go.
We've lost some key players. Those were totally our decision to make those. They weren't. They were influenced. Here's what has happened. We've lost 3 really high-profile players. Those players were in the top 10 of our players that make the most money. When you get in that spot, I can tell you, your standards go up. Your bar is higher. Your conduct is higher. Your attention to the team is higher, not just your own performance, but everything. When you have that kind of responsibility, which you do when you have that much of the financial pie. So what I'm trying to say is those decisions were made more about availability than ability. And they were made as to how you arrived at not being unavailable at times. And so let me be real clear. We're in a sport, we're in football, where certainly your skill level and your ability to be a player is why you're even being considered as a player. But more important than anything, these decisions that I made, relative to top players not being here, had everything to do with their availability. and my concern about their availability. For instance, you could have the exact same player, and if you were paying him one thing, about 10 or 15% of what you're looking at paying him, then you can do that all day long, and you can have half-ass availability.
Half-ass?
When you're paying them about 10 or 15%. The day you're called upon to raise that up about 10 times, then all of a sudden you start questioning whether or not availability should be more in the mix, because those are resources, those dollars he's going to get that can help us win the games with other players. And that is a big thing, and that has everything to do with the decisions we made in free agency this year and putting this team together. Everything with the people involved. Availability had everything to do with it.
Let me. I was about to. Hush your mouth, Big AJ. You took my stance. But go ahead.
I don't hear that crap. I don't hear that.
So is that true, Big? Is that true?
No, it ain't.
He not telling the truth. Hold on, Big.
He's saying it. He telling the truth in an aspect. Yes, in an aspect he is.
No, I'm messing with you.
Boss.
You know I agree with you, dog.
He is. But he is lying.
Right.
Because just like Florida Cowboy, Tyron Smith always hurt.
Yes.
DeMarcus Lawrence always hurt. You feel me? And they are highly paid. Now, Tyron Smith got a friendly contract, so I can't hate on him because he do have a friendly contract. But D-Law just negotiated this, and he hurt. And Michael Gallup, he hurt too. He hurt right now. He was hurt the year before. He was hurt. So it ain't that availability thing. You know what I'm saying? It's if I like you or not. You know what I mean? If I ain't feeling you no more. And I don't want to hear that or your availability, because they offered Randy Gregory a contract. And they were giving him a contract until something happened in the end. It wasn't about no availability when they offered him that contract. You feel me?
Yes.
So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So with that, Big A James, you dropped the Thor's hammer on that, because you're right. You're absolutely right. You caught him right with his lie, and you hit him right between the mouth with the truth. And this is the thing. You said Gallup, Law, Tyron, all of those guys been hurt. You can even throw in LVE for a consolation prize. And if you think about the fact that even Amari Cooper, did you guys know that he only missed 2 games because of the C-19?
Exactly.
But he played all of 2020. So what are we talking about here? You know, so these are not what he's saying. So, yeah, boss, you right. You know what I'm saying? you know, you're right about good old Jerry.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was saying after the press conference.
Jerry, I still love Jerry.
You know what? Jones, let me say this. Let me say this real quick. This is where I can feel you, Law. No. Hear me out. This is what because honestly, the first words out of his mouth was cleaning up what he messed up with Mike McCarthy, right? Then the second thing was cleaning up what he messed up with Amari and Randy. We can actually agree on La'el. If he made that whole statement and said La'el, I would have been like, I can't fight you on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when he said how you arrived at your being unavailable. I would have been like, you know what? That's business, because you paid that man and he was unavailable mostly after you paid him. So I can't fight him on being a businessman on that. But the other two, nah.
No.
Okay.
So was that the reason why they didn't
want
to
to say something right quick.
I
just want to say something, because see, just like you said, Law, you didn't pay Cedric Wilson. You could have had a team where you could have brought Cedric Wilson back, but we all knew. I was talking about during the season, boss, to you and Law, that every time Cedric Wilson made a catch, he outpricing himself. He not coming back. We knew that. We knew Cedric Wilson was not coming back when he kept on turning up like that. He was gone because he's going to outprice himself in Dallas. And Dallas is going to say, oh, we got Noah Brown, or we're going to draft a receiver, and we're going to rely on these young people. Man, I'm just saying, like, this stuff is just very frustrating to me. And then I'm just listening to certain people say it's negative. I get tired of hearing it. I just want to say this one thing about that. This is not negative. If you want to sit there and just watch the Cowboys and not look at anything else, then you shouldn't come on any show and just turn on the tube and watch Fox when they come on at 12 o'clock and watch it from 12 to 1. And then that's the only thing you should look at with the Cowboys, because the things that we are telling you are reality, and it's not negative. It's telling you what you should be looking out for when you watch your team, and you shouldn't be blinded when you're wondering why they are still failing in certain areas. We are telling you about these things of why they are failing.
Right.
No matter what you believe, this is the truth. It is
truth.
because it's been shown for so many years. It'd be different if it was 3, 4 years, 4, 5. This is a pattern.
This is a clear pattern, dog.
This is a pattern. So I'm sorry, I can't sit there and do cartwheels and do backflips like this team is going to rise above and do that, because they haven't shown me they have done it.
Right. And see, this is what I was gonna say. This first thing was defending himself. Second thing, defending himself. It's looking like Jerry is just older. You know what I mean? Because that's not even good sense to come out of training camp and the first thing you do is defend yourself. We looking at Papa Jerry now. You know what I'm saying? Like the businessman Jerry, that's done. It's fully in the hands, because you can see honestly that he's slowed down. You know what I mean? Just being honest, this Papa Jerry at this point. I just say, just like we would do, and I'm not defending them. Y'all hear me out. Just like we would do one of our grandparents that look like they starting to slow down. We will start being like, don't take them that serious. You know what I mean? You know? It's Steven we need to kind of pipe up when he talking, because that's who running things. Jerry just a spokesperson.
Yeah, I got no rebuttal to that. I just think that Jerry, even at his age, he got something still working behind that that mind.
Yeah.
And,
he's still genius. He just not as quick. He just not as quick. Yeah. I mean, you know, he aging. You know what I'm saying? If he heard me say that, he'll be mad. But bro, Uncle Jerry, you aging. You know what I mean? It don't make sense now. This is where we supposed to be getting excited about the season. And your first and second thing you doing is trying to get revenge on the media for them talking about how you handled these players and how you handled Mike McCarthy. That's not clicking. You know what I mean? You know, anyway. Now I want to go to Steven, because that's who running stuff. All right. But this is the thing. He talked about how you arrived at being unavailable, and he was also clearly talking about Cooper. I personally don't like the fact that if a person decided not to take the vaccine, they're literally looked at as if they're selfish.
Right.
See, this is the thing. That whole pandemic, nobody was gonna win. You know what I mean? Because if you decided to take the vaccine, you had a choice. I need to take this vaccine because I don't want to hurt my fellow man, and I want to probably protect my family for those who took it.
Right.
So if there's long-term consequences, I'm gonna just have to take that risk. Right?
Right.
But there are people like Cooper who stay alone. You know what I'm saying? That don't have a big old family in this house. Right? So he can make a different choice. He can say, I don't know the long-term effects of this. I don't trust the time that they had to research this stuff. I want to give it time. I think that should be his prerogative, and it shouldn't be, I don't think he should be called selfish or not a team guy or how you arrived at being unavailable. Am I tripping?
No, you're not, man. And what's good for the goose, good for the gander. And when you focus on a problem, you will make it that. You know, Aaron Rodgers lied and said, yeah, I took it, and he never did, right?
Right.
So he's viewed upon a guy, stand-up citizen, for standing tall on his laurels, whereas Amari Cooper is looking at a villain. So I look, you can't win arguments with religion and politics. You know, those two things that you can't win in any debate, because there will be personal feelings that's involved with it, and people will be sitting there saying, nah, man, No, J is in the Hebrew language. No, there's no J in the Hebrew language. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Jesus. No, I'm gonna call him Yahshua. So now you got to divide, right? So same could be said about the jab, the stab, or the vax. You got a political agenda. You got money that's behind it, and I'm talking about billions upon trillions, probably dollars that's been pushed upon for you to take something that they don't know what's going to be the ramification 30 years or 40 years from now. They just said, no, just take it. If Amari Cooper took it and he had a heart attack or something like that, they would just say, oh, it was something, he had a heat stroke or something like that, or, and it goes south. And then we all crying and having his funeral, and it's just another player that's gone. So I get it. Amari Cooper staying tall, and he's still alive, right? So he missed those 2 games. We lost those 2 to 3 games without him. But he shouldn't be held his feet to the fire with that because he wanted to stand tall or something. Just like Aaron Rodgers, they don't talk about that.
Right. So let's get into Steven. Did you have something on that big before we get into Steven? All right, let's get into Steven, big dog, because Steven –
the most salary cap space left. Why would you say that is, and what is kind of the plan going forward there?
Well, I think, one of the things when you talk about how are you going to get better, as Jerry mentioned.
So first of all, he asked him about the salary cap space that's just sitting there, okay? So in case you didn't hear the question, I want to make sure everybody heard that question. He asked him about the salary cap space. Here we go.
Well, I think, one of the things when you talk about how are you going to get better, as Jerry mentioned, availability, consistency. I mean, it's time to give some of our young players like a C.D. Lamb, like a Steele and a Tyler Smith and a Willetsko and a Ball, the opportunity to step up. I mean, that's what you look for in these players. Same thing, in the defensive line. You get a draft of Sam Williams, you got a Fowler, you got a Dorrance Armstrong, which may have been hard to keep. I mean, we have a good young roster over the last 2 or 3 or 4 drafts. That are going to be coming up and that we're going to want to keep around here because we do like our foundation, our young foundation. And so I just think it's time for these players to get the opportunity to step up. And when they do step up, of course, they're going to want paid too. But who's to say where we are with how this roster is going to look like when we get 8 games into the season, when we get to the end of the year. I mean, we'll continue to look for ways to improve our roster and make this team better. So we feel really good about our young group. And as you said, Clarence, projections. Maybe you can say they're projections. We've got a lot of resources tied up, whether it's draft collateral or, what we think of these young players. And really feel like at the end of the day that they're ready to take the next step, just like we had confidence in Zach Martin and Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick when they walked in the door, and we plugged them in and they played well. And some of these guys just need the opportunity to.
I ain't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
Hold on, man. Can you elaborate, boss, and Big Game James, where Zach Martin, where Tyron, and where those guys were drafted at? Because I need to know. Opposed to what we have, where Dorrance Armstrong, his projection would be. Are you trying to tell me that Dorrance Armstrong is projected to be like a Zach Martin, a Travis Frederick, a Tyron Smith?
I ain't mean to laugh. Oh, man. Woo, boy, they know how to throw out the right names, don't they? They threw the. Woo, boy, that boy pointed on big.
I can take a risk on Zach Martin. I can take a risk on Travis Frederick. Now, Travis Frederick was booed when he drafted. But come on.
Y'all have some faith in Fredericks. Y'all have some faith in Zach Martin. Y'all be patient. We really low-key just picked up Fredericks and Zach Martin.
Dorrance Armstrong can beat Micah Parsons if you just give him opportunities,
that boy big you.
Big Game James, man. show the clip. Show the clip where they dancing, boss.
What clip, big dog? The Kool-Aid? What Kool-Aid clip?
Kool-Aid clip. No. What I'm talking about when they dancing? You didn't
Hold on,
say
when they
that
doing
one
this? When they doing?
When they shaking their booties, when they shaking their booties, and
damn! I gotta go find that. Give me a second, dog. I should have downloaded it. I think I downloaded it. I'm gonna go get it. No, I got it.
Oh my gosh!
Let me go back to Steven. I'm gonna pull it up.
Take the wheel, big game. Take the wheel.
I'm gonna go back to Steven, man. Go ahead.
Honestly, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just don't want to be like the bad ho-hum guy, but I just don't be listening to what he's saying. It just seems like it's just a bunch of fronting like he always does. And here's the thing. He does believe that it's about the young players because that's the way the Cowboys rely on young players. Why? Because they're cheap. That's the main reason why they keep flooding these teams. The player, they're cheap. That's why he keeps pumping these guys up. Or we drafted these guys. He don't ever talk about the veterans on the team, does he?
No.
He ain't mentioned the DeMarcus Lawrences, the Dak Prescotts. He ain't mentioned none of them.
They gonna want to be paid next too. Like once you get paid, I'm trying to get rid of you.
Right. He ain't even mentioning the dogs. He's talking about all the young players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a chance for the young players and the young players. What about a chance for these dogs to step up and be the dogs of the team and lead you to the championship? You keep on talking about all these young players that they're cheap and this is the future and this is the backbone. But, yeah, they're going to want to get paid too. I mean, you see what he's saying? Like, he can't even talk football without talking about money. Like he can't never talk this about
he
football
go right to money
without being like, oh, they're gonna want to get paid. You always hear him say that same thing.
Yeah,
they're gonna want to get paid.
He go right to money.
They're gonna want to get paid. He always crying about they want to get paid.
Off, Big A, James. I got to say this. I just got to say this to the people who saying that I'm not hating on Dorrance Armstrong. But what I'm saying is basically is equivalent to you got Michael Jordan, right? And you sitting there saying, man, I'm not finna put no extra pieces around him because we got
BJ
John Paxson or BJ Arms. We got BJ. We got who else was like the rogue? We got all the rogue guys. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what I'm saying? Stacey King.
Yeah. Stacey King,
Luke Longley, Jeff Bushley.
We got to worry about Luke Longley. You know what
I mean? You know what? You're not gonna add because you got them guys? No, they went out and got Robin.
And then look at the names he named. See, listen, all I'm hearing is he stress testing the hell out of Will McClay. He literally has put all of his faith in Will McClay. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? If Will McClay come through, then I'm gonna eat that crow. But he put a heavy load on faith in Will, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause he named Ball and Matt Walesko, bro.
Let's go.
To protect Dak. To protect Dak. Get guys that have no reps in the he like Will researched and I trusted. Cause I was looking at that swing, bro, and I start I didn't even look cause I trust Will, and I was like, bro, if they didn't get no swing, that mean they trust they guys.
So you trust Matt Walesko?
That's what they saying. That's what he's saying.
I'm asking you.
No. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, bro. For a fifth rounder,
that's a lot of pressure
to come in on the left side and protect Dak's blind side. And I don't trust it because it's already been reports that Sam Williams beat him for 4 sacks in one practice. I don't want to hear that.
Came from a small school.
Well, this is what I got to contextualize to the people. It's not the fact that we don't trust Will McClay.
No, we trust him.
It's not the fact that we don't
trust them.
Trust his talent assessment, like the players that he go out there and get. But there's levels to this.
It's the front office, though.
So these guys gonna beat these guys. I truly believe they can beat the teams that's in the NFC East. I truly believe that. I truly believe that when we can beat the teams that's in the regular season. But one thing that you can't create the shortcut to is success. When you get into the playoff, when the moment is big, those guys that you try, Matt, well, let's go, Ball, and whoever else you're talking about, they would not be able to turn it on to the next gear to flip this team around. And that's what I'm saying. Even Big Game James, even if we go all the way back to 2014, and I know we hate going back in the past, you still had a minute. Aaron Rodgers still had to drive the ball down the field for 1 minute and 50 seconds after Dez catch, no catch, right?
Yeah, he still
with
did.
With one leg. And we had nobody on the defense that been here before, that been in those bigger moments before. And you had, Orlando Scandrick and somebody else that's not even in the league anymore, running around with a chicken with their head cut off. We need guys that can make plays, that can show up and shine in big moments, and you can't scrape that from the bottom of the pan. You got to go make sure that person been there before. That's why teams that won the Super Bowl in the past, they went and made 1 or 2 big pivotal movements in the free agency to get things done. That's all I'm saying.
And that's what we don't see out of him is the 1 or 2 big moves. We don't see that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this is what I've been just thinking while you were talking, Laws. This popped in my head. What Boss was saying. Boss just said that Will McClay, and we do believe in him.
Yeah,
I believe in him.
Hell yeah.
The dude can scout talent. He finds talent like no other.
Yeah.
But here's what I just started thinking about. Boss just said he putting all that pressure on Will McClay, right? To get it right. That's pressure that the front office is putting on him to get all the draft picks right. We believing in these young guys. We believe. So if they fail, who's it on? Is it on the Joneses or is it Will McClay they're going to talk about, right?
They're going to talk about Will.
They're going to talk about Will. They ain't going to talk about the Joneses.
Right.
Now, if the Joneses ain't going out there no more and signing these big-name free agents, is the heat on them? We ain't signing these big-name guys, so this onus ain't going to fall on us because we ain't going out there and signing them big-name guys. You feel me? So a lot of the things I just feel is less stuff off of us and less stuff to other people. And I just don't like how that operates. You feel me? I just don't. I see it from the dynamic how it runs, and he just always talking about these young players. Oh, these young players, but they're gonna get paid. If you always hear Stephen Jones, you always talking about these young players. That's all he's talking about. And even Mike McCarthy alluded to is how they're just talking about building this little foundation. And that's when I made this tweet earlier, Boss and Law, where I said Stephen Jones is not only a conservative, but he is a guy that he doesn't have a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's cool with,
Facts.
Hey, we're going to build with these young players, and if it happens, we'll try it again next year.
Yep.
Because we're going to continue to build it this way. He doesn't have that sense of urgency.
He don't know when to put them chips in.
Jerry Jones had that sense of urgency. If he saw a couple of years where the team was falling off and they need to get a dynamic player, Jerry Jones went out there and tried his best to spend some money to get a guy in here to make this team better. Stephen Jones is content of building it slowly. Listen to what I'm saying with that.
No,
you spitting over the truth, Big Game James.
That's what it is.
And people fail to realize when the Rams went and scooped up, what's a guy named number 13? I forgot his name. What's his name? Beckham, Odell Beckham. When they went scoop up Odell Beckham, they already had Robert Woods.
Yeah,
right.
And
they already had Robert Woods. Robert Woods got hurt like the following week. That is making sure that you tie in your loose ends on your team. Look, if
Julio
the Cowboys had
Jones today,
Julio Jones today for the Buccaneers, and this list goes on and on and on about tying in the loose ends. Not the fact that Julio Jones is a world beater, but what this does is it stacks down everything else. So now when we played the Buccaneers last year, we had Trayvon Diggs on Evans, right? Now who's Diggs gonna hold? He's gonna hold Julio or Evans. What's it gonna be? Anthony Brown on Julio. If it's a 50-50 call, are they gonna call it for Julio or Anthony Brown? I think it's going to go towards Julio. Julio is a veteran guy. He's savvy. He's been here before. He is a guy that he will get the benefit of the doubt. And last I checked, even though he have not been the world beater, he still at one game had 6 catches for 152 yards last season.
Yeah. Let me play some more Steven, man. I'm gonna make y'all. I'm gonna put Steven all in y'all face today. Let's go.
Steven, as a rule of thumb, how far into preseason might you go evaluating these young players with some of the veterans that are still out on the market before you say, you know what, maybe we reinforce them?
All right, let me say that question back because it was real low. It was from Brad Sham, and he said, "How long you go look at these young guys before you make a decision and go get some of these veterans and you know that's still out there in the market?" First of all, everybody, let's give Brad Sham a hand.
That boy good.
That boy good. Because that is the question and the perfect question for Stephen Jones. Which we all wanted to know, because everybody want to know that for bar. We want to know that for swing tackle. We want to know that for receiver, right? Especially with Julio just coming off the market. We want to say, is it any time you might go get another Malik Hooker? Here's his answer.
I don't think there's a definitive time, Brad. I think it's just, you're getting a feel for your team as we practice with Mike and his staff and our scouting staff. We'll monitor what we think's going on. We've been doing it for the whole offseason ever since the end of the draft. We've had our rookies in there, and as Mike said, he thinks they've done a tremendous job of doing things the right way. So obviously we feel good about what we've seen up till now. But you don't play this game in shorts. You don't play this game in T-shirts. You play it in pads, and certainly, we're going to have an acclimation period here that's longer than others. So we're going to have to kind of hurry up and wait again once we get here. But it'll be something that we're monitoring. But I can tell you this: it's a good, educated projection, if you will, based on what we've seen. Obviously, we feel like we really did our homework in the draft. Really feel like we got a good draft class. Feel like what we did in free agency, we feel comfortable that we've helped this team. And, not unlike Jerry, I feel great about our football team.
Oh, rewind that part.
Okay, how far?
He said unlike Jerry?
He said like Jerry. He probably misspoke,
like
but
Jerry.
I know he was saying like Jerry. I know he was. I know because
Okay,
Jerry
so
was saying he liked the draft.
he didn't mean it.
I thought he said unlike Jerry. I said, whoa.
No, because I thought he said not unlike Jerry, I like the team.
Yeah, he probably said that, but I guarantee he misspoke because I listened to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm certain he did because Jerry was highlighting the belief in them young guys.
Right.
So he misspoke. I'm certain he did. But at the same time,
now if he said unlike Big Game James,
yeah, I know. Then I know he's telling the truth. I know he's telling the truth to say that. I know he's telling the truth to say that. Now, unlike Big James, I believe we got a good team. Yep.
let me. I'm gonna try to measure this Kool-Aid though. I'm gonna keep it real though. It's some pros and cons in how he doing it, right? Because budget-wise, it's smart, right? It's smart budget-wise because what you're doing is you saying, okay, you brought in some value guys. You brought in Christian Sam. You got you Story Jackson. You got you Malik Jefferson. You got you some value guys, right, with the traits.
right?
Let's see what they look like when they put them pads on before we go spend $11 million on bar.
Big facts.
Now, from a business, I get that. I do. And I think with Will McClay's track record, that's a good compromise, right? Because remember, we was trying to rush front office to go get another defensive end when Tank went down last year. Y'all remember that? And the answer was Parsons, putting them on the outside. And then we didn't never say that again. The downside to it, the downside to it is this. You once again being budget conscious to the point to where you pushing football concerns away. Because now this guy that you go bring in, which will likely be a vet, didn't have no OTAs, didn't have no mini camp, missed the first part of training camp. So he missed the first part of the pads. So likely the front end of the season, you stressed it because now you got to work them in slow like you did Malik Hooker because you brought Malik Hooker in late. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things you risk in football again for budgets.
Yeah. That's a good point right there.
Okay.
James.
I agree. I feel you with that. I mean, I never hated on the thought pattern of how they do it. I've never hated on that because it is smart. You want to build through the draft. You always want to replenish your team and keep your team young. You want to do that. But the problem is when he gets any player that's coming near their contract year, he's always cognizant of it and always speaking on it. And like Boss said, it takes away from the football side.
Yep.
I don't ever hear football side from him.
Never.
I more hear always money.
Disney.
I always hear money and business more than football with him.
Always.
It's always a predominant part of his conversation.
Right.
And that's what bothers me about him.
Facts,
it ain't never really about football. It's always about money.
Always. It's like he infatuated with it, bro. It's like
but that's what we do, though.
Yeah, that's what he do.
That's what we do.
And what's crazy is still, for the most part, it's good. But if you just want good, you go hate me, Big Game James and Law. If you want a championship, you go like me, Big Game James and Law, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of fans who just want a good season. I'm gonna enjoy this season at the end of the day, boss, and I want to be positive. Yeah, because you just go, you don't care like me, dog. Because if you care like me, if you care like Big, you care like Law, you would be beating, looking under the table for the little things. Right, we got the big things. We know how to put a good team together. That's big. We good at that. But now we mess up on the little things like throwing your coach under the bus, throwing your best players under the bus, messing up the team morale, being a distraction. Always talking about money, not valuing your vets. You went out and talked about nothing but your $2 rookies. That's the only thing you did. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's like, why would I feel appreciated here as a vet?
Big Game and Boss, I think that's our market, believe it or not.
Yeah.
ESPN, NFL Network, all of the 4-letter, 3-letter networks, they're gonna go to the extreme talking negative about this team.
Right.
The people that want to go to Jerry Jones' media party, they're gonna talk glowingly about this team. They're gonna agree. They're gonna they'll throw a little hard jab here and there. Yeah. But people like you and I, and of course, Boss, Big Game James, we gonna be like this. And I know Big Game James is more on this side of like, nah, y'all ain't finna fool me this year. You know, 12-5 ain't gonna cut it. Winning one playoff game, I'm put that cup down. I'm not finna drink it. You got to win me multiples. So I feel you. This is needed. I believe the reason why all of these people are watching right now is because they want the real. Yeah. And right now, we can literally say this team will be good. But will they be good enough to win it in the big game? Will the player with Matt Walesko, Ball, or even the acquisition of keeping LVE, will he stand tall in the biggest and the brightest of the stage? Will they get that turnover? Will they get that takeaway? Can Dak Prescott find an open receiver that can hold on to the ball to bring it in for a first down or touchdown? Those are things that we have to go back and meet with at the table because no one on his team is proven. James Washington, highest catch total is 44. Jalen Tolbert never played it down in the National Football League. And CD Lamb never went up against the number ones. And we supposed to be able to talk about this when you saying that you don't want to go out there to bring in somebody, even if it's for competition, because you are scared of their of the money? Come on, you got $23 million. Come on, let's make something happen.
Hold on, bro. I gotta hit you with one more button. One more.
3, 2, 1. God,
that boy.
You're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Yoga fire.
You can't
Yoga
handle the
flame.
truth. That's what I need. I need that button. You can't handle the truth. That boy lost spit that. Hey, listen, y'all. I got something else for y'all. This gonna make everybody feel a little bit better.
Confidence in Micah Parsons as it increased upon getting more responsibility last year.
Yeah, definitely. I think Micah is, he is a second-year player, and what you look for from the rookie class going into the second year, we talk about it all the time, and it's taking that second-year jump. And when you see Micah, when you get to see him tomorrow, he's lost a little weight. He's had a really good off season. Obviously year two and how people look at him and how they'll have the game plan against him. We've had a whole year to implement the schemes around that and make sure we're giving him the opportunities he needs. But I would definitely put Micah, leading up to this point, he's definitely put himself in a position to take a big second-year jump, and that may not show up statistically, but it's really his impact. Definitely will be a big part of our defensive success.
Bro, Micah taking a 2-year jump, a second-year jump, and he lost weight. You're going to see tomorrow he's going to make a bigger impact. Ooh, and hold on. Before I go into that with y'all, because obviously I wanted to kind of go into what he said about Micah Parsons. Bro, somebody just said it's 163 people watching and only 9 likes. Y'all can't do Boss like that. You can't do Law like that. You can't do Big Game James like that. I do understand though, because I promise you I've done this. I'll be into what they saying, and I will forget to hit that like. If you ever want to help the channels that you say you love and you like the real how we bring it, just make it a habit. As soon as you come in the door, hit the like. So let's get them likes up, y'all. Come on, y'all, because that's going to help all these channels and get the word out, even if you don't share. And secondly, share all of us. You know what I mean? Share every one of us. You know what I mean? And like all of us. I mean that. I want to say that. I mean, because obviously we bring this because we love the Cowboys and we passionate about it, and we don't sugarcoat it. This is why we always hear I don't watch ESPN no more because of y'all. But this ain't free, dog. Like, can we keep it real? This ain't free. You know what I'm saying? It's work. It's time. You know what I'm saying? It's sacrifice. So help us out with them likes, man. Let's go. And see, my boy Skeptic.
Let me say this
guilty.
one thing.
I hit the like. Appreciate that.
Let me say one thing. Shout out to you, Big Sarge. I know that you said that, Law, man, you was confident and you saying that we was gonna go 13-4. I still think that we can go 13-4.
Yeah.
Confidence is different between results.
Right.
I walk onto the stage. Look, back in the days in high school, it could be the prettiest young thing on the floor. I got all of the confidence to walk up to her and say, hey, excuse me, I couldn't help to notice your smile. My name is Law, by the way. What are you doing dancing by yourself? Let me show you what I got. I'm pretty much shooting my shot, but I'm confident. She can literally say, boy, get out the way. Boy, be gone. But I'm confident this team can still go 13-4. Now, when we did the prediction, I said as a disclaimer, I have yet to see these guys perform in training camp as a disclaimer. But I'm still confident that my Cowboys can beat the bejesus out of the Eagles, the Washington team, as well as the Giants, because I don't see that they can close the gap. They still missing the quarterback. And when we look at everything as far as this team collectively, 13-4 is not a far fetch. I think that this team can do such. It's just that when you get to the playoff, will those warts, will those areas of inconsistency show up? That is where we need to improve at. But go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I want to jump in real quick on that. I'm honestly sick of people misreading us. Big Game James is confident that we go win 11 or 12 or 13 games. I'm confident we go have a good time during the season. I'm confident we go enjoy. We go be laughing. Me and Big and Law, we go be talking about recaps of games where we smash boys. We go do that during the season. But I don't want no damn good season. I'm not in this for just a good fucking season. I want y'all to get that. I want a fucking championship. Do y'all get that? And because I want a championship, and because Big won a championship, and because Law won a championship, we are harping on the 5% that's wrong. We know we 95% good. Get that through y'all head with all this negative, very soft-ass Cowboy fan behavior. That's a soft-ass fan. You better learn to love people that tell the truth, dog. You got to. Because we know it. And I'm tired of saying we know we're a good team. We know that. So, yes, we harping on the same things. And we go continue to harp on the same things because it's really 5% that's killing us. It's stuff like ego. It's stuff like showing up your players, killing morale. We not talking about a talent deficit. We not talking about Anthony Brown suck no more. We not doing that. We know this team good. You know what I'm saying? So stop all this crybaby ass shit that people do when people actually honest.
Yo.
I feel that, dog. Give your own self like yo got fires, yo got flames. Give yourself perfects. Give yourself
fire.
Yeah, that boy good. Give yourself like every good button you got on there. Every damn good button. I feel you, dog, because I get tired of hearing that shit, dog. Like I don't even want to be cussing on here. I get tired of hearing these. I'm just get tired of hearing these crybaby ass Cowboys fans telling me, you being negative. And no, I'm not. If anything, you should be happy that I'm mad and I want this team to be great. I'm not sitting there settling for, we had a good season. We was 11-6.
Fire.
No, mother sucker. I want playoff wins. I want championship games. I am used to championships. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit older than some of you Cowboys fans out there, but I seen championships. And once you've been affiliated with that, once you coached it, whether you've been a coach in the game or whether you played the game and you won championships, all of a sudden that's what you're used to.
I'm used to that.
You don't win that anymore, you get frustrated because you don't accept mediocre because that's what you're not used to. You're not used to mediocre.
Nope.
So why do you, when you see mediocre, you get pissed off about it, you get very angry about it, and you don't accept it because you accept nothing but greatness because that's what you've been associated with. So you crybaby fans out there are used to mediocre.
Right.
So you mediocre ass fans, take your ass on because I'm not no mediocre ass fan.
I'm not.
I'm a championship type fan.
Right.
And I expect championships.
Thank you.
Crybaby, mediocre, soft ass, only want to accept win 9 wins and happy poo-poo fans. Get the hell away from me.
Facts. Man. Yes, indeed. Hey, listen, because for every sub I lost, I'm going to get 20 because I kept it real. You understand? For every soft sub I lose, I'm going to get 10 real ones. And I want every sub that's a the Boss Cowboy fan real. I'm sorry. Now, I'll take a couple of fake ones too. I ain't gonna try.
but let me say this. Let me say this before we move on to another topic, man.
Right,
look, there's no aim at any of you guys, man.
Yeah.
My daughter was she's in summer school or what have you for the off season, what have you, and she's learning the days like the months out of a year, and we rehearsed it. We went back and forth, we rehearsed it, and I said, man, baby, you know it all. The other day, she missed 2 of them. Teacher wrote that she missed 2 of them. And I still applauded her, but when I sat down and I talked to her, I said, baby, we was doing this. We knew it. We know the months of the year. What's going on? Why? The pressure. And she felt like she let me down. And I said, baby, you still got all your life to correct this, right? That's not me saying that I'm not confident in her. You know, when we went over all of those months of the year, what have you, because she had to learn them in English and Spanish. But what I'm saying is, just take your time, take a deep breath. Look, you learn more from your failures than your success. And I come here to tell you guys, they redid the test last week, and she got 100 because she learned that, hey, I take my time. It's easy now, right? I done already failed. I done already had the shortcomings. She's only 5, you know what I'm saying? But the Cowboys the same way. Fans, look, we grade this team hard. We want this team to be successful. But there will be some shortcomings. We will lose games. And just because they win some and lose some, and then they don't win at all, that doesn't mean that we don't have a chance to pick it back up again. That's my battle cry on this. Look, the Cowboys, win, lose, or draw, they're going to make something happen this year. But along the way, I'm going to call a spade a spade. That's all I'm going to say. You know.
Check this out. So this is a comment from Cowboys since 1972. He said, I would be happy to have a playoff run and build off that. I honestly, and I'm not taking no shots at you, big dog, that's a problem. We should never be happy with a playoff run only.
Right.
I'm just being because ain't none of us that seen them 90s would have been happy with a run.
You think that?
I'm still mad that we didn't four-peat.
Right.
Man,
I'm still mad that we didn't get that 4-peat, dog.
Because we should have had it.
No, listen, I would accept
Ain't no way
it,
we should have.
But I'm not gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying?
We should have made history.
Yes.
We had the potential to make real history.
Right.
I mean, that's how good it was. So when you're used to that, and just like you said, you shouldn't be happy with a playoff run.
No.
Dallas, let's just talk about this. Is why I get frustrated, guys, as well. When we look at the NFC as a whole, the last 2 or 3 years, you can't tell me it's not up for grabs for Dallas to take. You can't tell me that Dallas couldn't take this NFC 2, 3 4 years in a row. They have the team to do it. They have the talent to do it. So that's why I'm frustrated, because they should be dominating the NFC.
Yes.
Period. Year in and year out. We have the talent to whoop these teams. We have the talent to beat any team in this whole NFL, much less the NFC.
We was better than the Rams, clearly, on paper.
We was better than the Rams. And that's why it frustrated me, because I said, and I know probably you thought this, boss, and I don't know about you, Law, but my thing was, if you get past these 49ers, we're going to the chip. That's what I felt in my heart. I felt it so strong in my heart. But this was going to be our big test. And that's why I was so frustrated. And that's why I keep it real. I ain't let it go yet. I probably should let it go. But that's why I haven't, because I feel like that was our test to say, you know what? I'm tired of people always talking about we get smacked in the mouth and then we fold. That is the mantra that people keep saying about the Cowboys, y'all. Y'all can't say it ain't. People don't say that about us. We get smacked in the mouth, we don't respond. And that's not what the old Cowboys was about. That's what teams be looking at us. And that's what the reputation of that we have. And until we break that, that's how teams are going to approach us. Be physical with them, play them tough, you'll beat them. And so many times I see it where, damn, that happens, and I'm like, that should not happen. Well, with the talent we have, with the grit I know we have with these players, it should not be happening, and I'm not accepting it. And I'm sorry I get frustrated with it.
Yeah, and it's
big game, James. You spitting the truth, because what was so frustrating about that playoff game was when the coach said we had guys that was nervous in the locker room. And it goes all the way back to what we talking about now. When we get to the playoff game, who would be that guy to say, hey, we've been here before? I don't think that this team would have a nervous bone in their body if they look to the right and left and you see Sue right there, right? I don't think that Sue, if he was on this team last year, they would still say, hey, man, I'm nervous. No. When you have people that actually played down in the trenches, or people that made moves in the games before. They know how to pull that nervousness out of you, and then you rally to somewhere. This team just don't have that, and I just can't see it. It's the unknown right now. But really, let's be real. If one of these rookie wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert, step up in the playoff game, do you really think that he can say, okay, hey, y'all listen in? I don't think so.
Right.
That's why this team must go out there to get a proven commodity versus somebody who they hope to dream that they're going to become that.
Yeah, and I wasn't calling you out, Dallas Sports 1977. I was just giving you my opinion, you know, of how I feel about it. You know, everybody can feel how they want to feel. That don't make me no better fan than you or vice versa. I was just telling you my mind state is a playoff run, I'm going to be happy. And we all should be happy with that. And that's what you said. I'll be happy with it. So, yeah. So we agree.
I won't.
Yeah, but it's one of them things to where I'm like, we was better than the Rams last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do want us to go back to them days to where we lose to the NFC Championship game and we hot. We not happy. I want to be back in the days where we expected to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when we lost to San Fran, we expected to be back the next year in the 90s.
Like, okay, we'll be back. And we all knew that.
And we knew that.
Banging with you on that.
The fans knew it, and the team knew it.
Think about it, though, boss. What are the people? And like I said, I don't want to be negative. We can talk about our players all we want, but we'll look at what the teams think about Dallas. This is what they say. The coordinators. This is what they say. Listen to what they say after they play us, or when they're going into play us. There's certain things that they go after, and there's certain things that they can know that they can do to Dallas. And I want us to get past that. I felt like last year we got past it, y'all, when we beat New England in New England, because that was a huge hump for me. It was a big game for me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, okay, I think we may have done it, y'all. Y'all remember, I wasn't really drinking the Kool-Aid, but I was like, okay, you know, I was making videos like, dang, you know what? This might be it, because I haven't seen us do that. You feel me, y'all? I haven't seen us go in there like that and do that. Okay, you know what? Maybe we have finally got over the hump. But then here come this Denver, and then, you feel me? When them teams like, you know what? We're going to get real physical with these boys. And I'm like, man, dog, come on, man. I thought we got past that. And here's the thing, y'all. What did they go out and talk about this offseason? We need to get more physical. We need to get more physical. So they must be believing it themselves. Because they went and got the Tyler Smiths. They went and got these physical type guys. Because they must be thinking it themselves, because that's all they've been talking about is getting more physical now.
Right.
So they ain't like just the fans think it.
Check this out, y'all. I got about 3 super chats. Let me throw it at you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Coach Marv said, we depended on these young players to step up. Camp Cupcake won't work. Please push these young players so you know basically what you got. And then I got another super chat that said, the team needs more dogs who are battle tested in the playoffs. There was no reason for this team, hold on, let me go back, to lose to San Fran last season. I agree. We was definitely better than them on paper all day. And then it's the last super chat.
Yeah.
He said, we do have Super Bowl talent. Why can't we show up? Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
We do. We got Super Bowl talent.
We got the talent.
I wouldn't be frustrated if we didn't have the talent.
That's it.
If we didn't have the talent, I wouldn't be mad. I would be sitting there chilling like, I wouldn't be mad.
Right.
But that's why I'm mad. Because I know we got the talent.
Right. Yeah, that's all it is, big dog.
And what people tend to do is, and I'm saying, like, I forgot your name. You was in there. You said, well, Cincinnati, they didn't have veteran leadership. I know people don't closely watch other teams, but Cincinnati wasn't homegrown all the way to the Super Bowl. They made some free agent moves, by the way, to get to where they was at. B.J. Hill, Trey Hendricks, he stepped up, what have you. But Awuzie and a whole bunch of host of other guys.
And Bates was a leader.
Scheme. Yeah. So who else? Jesse Bates? Though.
Yeah,
so I get
and
it.
A vet.
I get it. There's no. Yeah. So I get it. People want to look for a glove, a one size fit all, but that's not the case. No scenario. People fail to realize last year was Kellen Moore's 3rd year ever calling plays. Matter of fact, can somebody do the research? Was that his 1st year ever in the playoff calling plays?
Was it?
I think it might be because Dallas didn't make the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yeah, so it was his first time ever in the playoff calling plays, and he didn't look up to snuff. Now, granted, they had 2 drives that was really good, 2 of them.
Yeah.
And the drive that they really moved the ball was when they finally gave Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott touches.
Right.
A veteran coach would say, "Hey, let's go back to utilizing both running backs until they stop it."
Right. That's just facts.
I digress.
Yeah, I just facts, man. So final words. Law, I'm so excited that you out there, big dog. I'm gonna put the camera on Law because we got some questions for you coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be ready to do some overtime if you can. You know what I mean? To where when you put your eyes on it, I got some real detailed questions, and I'm gonna be dependent on you, big dog. So y'all keep y'all eye on Law Nation's channel, and y'all keep y'all eye on Big Game James' channel and Boss Cowboy Sports, because I'm gonna try to overtime this final word if we can, or do whatever we got to do to get training camp through the eyes of Law Nation. All right, and on my final word, I want to say the press conference disappointed me, and I'm happy that Law is out there because we gonna be able to finally start talking about football. I'm tired of the distractions that come from our front office and stuff like that. I didn't feel good, and I don't mind saying it. I'm gonna just say it straight up. I did not like the fact that Jerry's first 2 statements was about past players and media revenge. I really want to get to a point to where we talking about football, and we finally getting ready to start talking about football. Who made the catch? Who won the one-on-one? Who was the standout guys? That's what's getting ready to happen. We finally are in football season, and that's my final word. And I'm excited that we really getting out of gossip season and create content out of nothing season and real football season. You feel me? That's my final word.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man.
Well, my final word is going to be this. Basically, it's going to be my flowers to Law Nation. You know, him being out there in Oxnard, you know, I've been out there, you know, a few times, was not be able to do that this time. Got some things going on. I just want to give you your flowers, big dog, for all the hard work you put in for the nation, dog. Like, you really put in a lot of work, man. Like, I really admire that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. I'm just keeping on air. I'm just keeping it a thing. Like, I couldn't do it. With you, the dedication and the delivery and the knowledge and the information you give to Cowboys Nation is second to none.
Yeah.
You one of the top dogs out there, and I just want to really appreciate you. I just want to really tell you that, how much it really means to me, how much you really do for the nation. Like, I love that hard work, dog. Like, it's second to none. And I just want to continue to, you know, for real. Like, you really are nothing but the best, dog. Really. And that's really my final word. I don't got nothing to say about these Cowboys because you already know how I feel about that. So I ain't going to sit there and beat that drum. But I'm going to give my flowers to Law being out there, continue to give us that great stuff. And then, of course, my dog, Boss Cowboys, for being the point guard of this, really handling this, really locking this down how he has with this final word and making this thing grow like no other. So really, that's my final word, giving my 2 dogs really they flowers, like really making this thing bang the way y'all do. And I'll just tell you, I appreciate you. And this ain't just talking just to talk and to sound good for the air. This is real talk right here.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
Hey, you about to make me cry over here, Big Game James. Boss, man, I appreciate y'all, man. You know, y'all about to make me cry.
Big homie.
Yes, indeed, man.
It's real talk,
shout out to you, Coach Marv, as
real.
well. You know, he said this season comes down to those who bleed more in peace, bleed less in war. And that's from Coach Marv, man. I appreciate you for that. And shout out to you for the donation as well, Coach. Cowboy Nation, we are looking at this right here. My things that I'm gonna look for: wide receivers and offensive line. We're gonna have to do a whole nother show, boss, about the swing tackle. I heard you and the OC go over that too, and one of the pivotal things on this offensive line. We're gonna have to dive deep into that.
Let's do it tomorrow.
But those. We can do it tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow,
we'll do a whole
man. I'm gonna let you guys know.
I'm
looking for an offensive lineman, and I'm looking at wide receivers, and then there's always the area of the unknown. I always love the underdogs. I always love the success story of somebody coming out of nowhere, and then it could be Story Jackson, it could be Drummond, and I know how the impact he had for Laurel, Mississippi. I can only imagine if he put that silver and blue on and whatever he do for the Cowboys, that would be nice. So a shout out to the Mississippi boys. But this will be it. This season right here, and everything happened for a reason. I'm going to say this to everyone that's out here. I supposed to have been out here the day before yesterday. But some told me to change the schedule. And that morning, somebody started shooting at the airport that I was going to fly out. I was going to be right in that spot. See how the word, see how, man, when you're doing things, man, things tend to look out for you, And I'm telling you guys, even if that lady got to shooting and I was there, I would still want to be here. I don't like the Cowboys at all. I love the Cowboys.
Right.
And that's the same thing I told to some higher ups. I said, man, I do this out of passion.
Right.
I love this. I wake up, I thank the good Lord, and I'm checking Cowboys content. I'm checking, I'm reading, I'm putting my nose deep down inside to sniff out the Cowboys information. And I get it. We got our detractors. We got other people that like to hate on the Cowboys. But this is a labor of love for me. So I don't feel like I'm working. I can go on for hours and hours. Big K James, you know that, right?
Yeah,
I go on for hours talking this Cowboys content. So I appreciate all of y'all, man. I don't like y'all, man. I love y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all for hanging with me, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind. That's my final word.
That's
DC
the final
for life.
word. All right, man. Y'all already know, man. So let me hit that.
Yeah.
I wish I had that drop over there.
All right, man.
Maybe
So Law, I'm down with that tomorrow if you can, big dog. No pressure, but yeah, I want to talk about that offensive line too. So
line for your mind.
Get it in. If it fits your schedule and if it fits your schedule big, we'll do it.
I probably ain't gonna be able to do it. Well, what time y'all gonna do it? Cause I'm gonna do my best of enemies like 6:30. What time you trying to do it?
I'm cool on the late night.
Y'all get it all.
I'm cool on the late night, dog. I can go to 1 in the morning.
If you want me, yeah, I know you can. If
you know what I'm saying, dog.
I know. I'll pop in there. I'll pop off in there right quick and listen, jump in my little 2 cents and pop out.
All right. It probably won't even be long, but we'll figure it out. But
we'll
figure
it out, man.
Yeah, that's
even if I just send clips out, man, it's all good. We discuss it the next
day. Yeah. But I'm gonna be leaning on you, Law. I mean, no pressure though, big dog.
We're gonna be leaning on you, especially how you do it, Law. Especially with that good. It's gonna be popping. Get one of them big catches, big interceptions. Micah Parsons knocking somebody out. I know he's gonna get a crazy interception off something. He gonna do something crazy. Micah Parsons.
I can't wait till people say, the sky's falling. Dak threw an interception.
Oh yeah, well, Micah Parsons gonna turn up, dog. Yeah. I agree with what Mike McCarthy said. I had said this as well. Is like